Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 9 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade 9 math, and then click on view all lessons. There you can find the list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter. So we're going to start with the chapter statistics. The lessons we're going to cover today are identify biased samples, identify an outlier and describe the effect of removing it, identify an outlier, interpret a scatter plot. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. There are more grade 9 math. The chapter we are on right now is statistics. Let's just start with the first lesson, that is identify biased samples. Indian read 22 papers from each of the small folders sitting in a pile. Each of the folders has an equal number of papers. Is the sample of papers in the small folders likely to be biased? So you have to see the 22 papers from each of the small papers sitting folder sitting in a pile. Each of the folder has equal number of papers. You have to see if that sample is biased. In a biased sample, some people or item are more likely to be chosen than others. So then that is not the biased sample, right? Since Ariel divided the papers into equal size group by folder and then chose an equal number of papers from each folder, it is a representative sample. It is not likely to be biased sample. So that is the representative samples. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. Joseph put the names of all the students in his school into a hat. Then he drew 50 names out of the hat. Is this sample of the students in the school likely to be biased? No, that is the random sample. That is not the biased sample option, but two is the correct option. To review for the final, Irma did seven random problems from each assignment in her class. Each assignment had an equal number of problems. Is the sample of the problem assigned in the last class likely to be biased? That is not the biased sample. The correct option is no. That is not the biased samples. Jafri surveyed 307 business owners in the city. Is the sample of the people in the city likely to be biased? Mm, 307 business owners are different than the other ones. So, yes, that is the biased sample. The correct option is yes. Elizabeth pooled the first 72 attendees at a concert. Is the sample of concert attendees likely to be biased? Yes, it is biased samples. Option number one is the correct option. Kendall surveyed the first 47 celebrities to arrive at the movie premiere. Is the sample of the celebrities likely to be biased? Yes, that is the biased sample. Option number one is the correct option. Well, let's spoke with the 42 donors who gave the most money. Is the sample of the donors likely to be biased? Yes, it is. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Identify an outlier and describe the effect of removing it. Select the outlier in the dataset. If the outlier were removed from the dataset, would the mean increase or decrease? An outlier is an extreme value in a dataset that is either much larger or much smaller than the other values. So outlier is 3 is the outlier because that is much smaller than the other values. So that means if 3 were removed from the dataset, the rest of the larger values would remain. So if you calculate the mean of the larger values, you would find it to be greater than the original mean. Let's just start with the test questions. Select the outlier in the dataset. If the outlier were removed from the dataset, would the mean increase or decrease? That is 8. So if we remove the 8, the outlier would be increased. Option number 1 is the correct option. Select the outlier in the dataset. If the outlier were removed from the dataset, would the mean increase or decrease? The outlier is 5. If we remove the 5, the Mean would be increased because 5 is a smaller number. So if you remove the outlier, it would be increased. Option number one is the correct option. Select the outlier in the dataset. If the outlier were removed from the dataset, would the mean increase or decrease? First, you have to identify which is the outlier. 216 is the outlier. That is 216, and if you remove the outlier 216, the mean would be decreased. That is 216, and if you remove 216, the mean would be decreased because that is the greatest number among all. Select the outlier in the dataset. If the outlier were removed from the dataset, what would the mean? Would the mean increase or decrease? So, which is the correct option? That is 567. So, the mean is decreased because 567 is the greatest number among the other one. So, if we remove 567, it would be decreased. Select the outlier in the dataset. If the outlier were removed from the dataset, would the mean increase or decrease? Which is the correct option? That is 544, and that is the greatest number. So if we remove the greatest number, it would be decreased. Select the outlier in the dataset. If the outlier from the dataset would the mean increase or decrease, so which is the correct option? That is 691, and if you remove 691, the mean would be decreased because 691 is much greater than the other numbers. So removing 691 affect the mean. Select the outlier in the dataset. That is 7. So 7 is a smaller number. If you remove the 7, it will be increased option. Number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself for the today. Let's just move on to the next lesson. The next lesson is identify an outlier. Let's just start with the test questions. Select the outlier in the dataset, so which is the correct option. That is 763. The last option is the correct option. That is the outlier. Select the outlier in the dataset. That is 663. The last option is the correct option. Select the outlier in the dataset, which is the correct option. That is 215. The last option is the correct option. Select the outlier in the dataset. That is 282. The last option is the correct option. So, okay, no problem. Select the outlier in the dataset. The correct option is 834. Option number 3 is the last one is the correct option. Select the outlier in the dataset. So, which is the correct option? That is 619. The fourth option is the correct option. That is 337. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself. Okay, today. Let me just move on to the next lesson. The next lesson is interpreter scatter plot. Let's just start with the lesson. Does the scatter plot show a positive trend, a negative trend, or no trend? So if the x value is increasing and y value tends to decrease, that means that is a positive trend. Let's just start with the a scatter plot shows a positive trend if y tends to increase as x increases. So if both the values are increasing, that means that is the positive trend. If y tends to decrease as x increases, that shows a negative trend. If there is no obvious pattern, then that means the scatter plot shows no trend. Let's just start with the test questions. Does the scatter plot show a positive trend, a negative trend, or no trend? So as the x values are increasing, y values are also increasing. So the graph shows the positive trend. Option number one is the correct option. Negative trend or no trend. Y values are increasing, but the x values are decreasing, isn't it? So that shows the negative trend. It will be okay. Let's just option number two is the correct option. Does this scatter plot show a positive trend, a negative trend, or no trend? So, which is the correct option? That is negative trend because Y values are increasing and X values are decreasing, so the graph shows negative trend. Does the scatter plot show a positive trend, a negative trend, and no trend? Positive trend, it is option number one is the correct option. Does the scatter plot show a positive trend, a negative trend, or no trend? No trend it is. Okay. You can complete the lesson by yourself. So we are working on grade 9 math. Chapter we are working on is statistics. The lessons we have covered today are identify by samples, identify an outlier and describe the effect of removing it, identify an outlier and interpret a scatter plot. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. If you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. We are available there to help you, or you can write down the question in the chat prior to answer all your question when confusing if you have any. So you can please ask questions if you have any. Any questions?